Thank you again for joining me this month for our monthly workshop. My name is Cesar Rivas. I'm the National Sales Executive. And this month we have a special special announcement, a special feature we want to highlight, which is the addition of the tobacco reporting, an important feature. Now, for those of you who've never been in this workshop before, it's a half-hour long. First 15 minutes, I always talk about specific type of store, specific features. And then the second half, pretty much I provide you with a quick sales, kind of a sales pitch here, all right? If you've been on these workshops before, you know that you only really need to see the first 15 minutes. If you want to see any of the workshops that we've done in the past, we've done these since last year. You can go to our YouTube channel, okay? And you'll just Sound Payments, and you'll be able to find all the workshops that we've done so far. All right. So again, it gets started then with our new feature, the tobacco reporting. So for those of you who maybe are not familiar, for some of the tobacco retailers, the vendors actually provide some sort of rebate program where they can give discounts to their customers, accept coupons, and so forth. And we just added that as an additional price add-on to the feature. All right. So now, mind you, the process for tobacco reporting, they need to contact whoever the merchant will need to contact their salesperson, their contact person for the tobacco vendor. They would need to apply for the rebates, actually to become active, and then they would receive a number, a retail number that the representative would need to provide. All right. So if we go actually onto our web portal here, just go into the store. You refresh this one here, and knock me off the computer here as well. So if we go to the actual store, now this is a feature that only you, the reseller, can activate. All right. So I'm using this Micromart as an example. This is where you would actually activate it. Just like with the discounting, can only be activated at the reseller level. The merchant cannot activate it themselves. We do the same thing here. And this is the number, the retail control number is what the merchant would receive from that vendor, that their contact person, the salesperson with the tobacco vendor, whoever the manufacturer may be. All right. Once they do that, we activate it here. You just need to download an additional piece of software. Okay. Which is called the market. Here it is, the market service. All right, and then they will have that option to add them to add the tobacco reporting. So if we look at the actual terminal and what that looks like on here, all right, let me kind of connect down here. And as I said, it knocked me off. Okay, bear with me 1 second while this thing connects. Okay. I'm doing this on an E700. Okay, so we've got a nice bigger screen. I'm still going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see it better here. All right, there we go. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and go back into my my E700 here. So if I go to sales, and I want to go ahead and provide, I got some tobacco rebate products here. Okay, let's say we do the which one we have here? It could be the Marlboro, this one here. Okay. Of course, I have to input the birth date. Okay, which I'll just change the year here for a few years before. Okay. All right. Once I submit and I go to pay, okay, it's actually going to prompt me whether I want to go ahead and take advantage of the loyalty discount. Okay. And if I do, then I obviously have to input the customer's phone number. Okay. Okay. In order for that to take effect. All right. So that's pretty much how it works. I don't have any actual discounts that are applying right now. I don't have any programs that are assigned to it, but it'll always prompt you for that. Okay. And you can make a payment in cash. All right. So again, now this is something that would be activated, as I mentioned before, would be activated on the reseller side. Okay, and it does come as an additional price. Okay, it's an additional $29.99 on top of their regular SaaS fee. Okay, so that's what we would charge you as a reseller, and then you could of course upcharge your customers as well. All right. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and input them here in the Q&A section, and as we go through the presentation, I can go ahead and start discussing them. But just want to reiterate, as far as being able to sign somebody up, in addition, of course, for you to let us know, and as I said, you'd have to download the software that I showed you earlier. In addition to that, they actually have to go through the process of getting approved through their tobacco vendor, and that tobacco vendor has to provide us them with that RCN number that I showed you earlier. Okay, that retail control number that I showed you earlier. All right. There are, depending on the type of or on the vendor, there are a couple of different programs as far as how much they receive back. There's even a program where if they get a verified and a verified individual, they get some kickback from the vendor. But again, it depends on the type of vendor. But with this process, it automates everything for the customer. All right. Let's see if we have any questions on here. All right. The other thing I wanted to go through today is actually show you through the dashboard. Go back to the stores here. Okay, kind of our reporting dashboard here. I'm going to go into. Okay, so if you're a little bit familiar with our POS system, you know that we've got reports that are on the terminal, and then you've also got some reports that are on here. You got some pre-established reports like your best sellers, low stocks, and products that are never purchased. But then you've got a dashboard of reports here, and this is a very powerful tool as far as trying to extract data for the merchant as far as transactions. You can filter it in many ways here. We're going to go back maybe at the beginning of July. Okay, you choose a store. You can choose a category if you'd like, payment method. If the store has multiple devices, they can actually sort them by device. Okay, and then this kind of serves as a dashboard on here. It shows you all the transactions for that time frame. Again, you can choose the type of payment method, and you can go into each one of these transactions and really see in detail what that is. So if we go into this transaction on here, okay, and I go into the actual products, it shows me everything that was ordered in that transaction. Even if there were any modifiers, they would be listed on here as well. The other thing is that this also allows you to either send the receipt via email, or you can actually view the receipt. You can even download it. And whenever we email a receipt, our POS system sends you a copy of a PDF file. It's not a link. The actual copy of a PDF file, like this one here. See? And of course, because it's customizable, customers even able to put their merchant logo on there and everything. All right. So you can get as many copies as you want and either email it or print it for the customer. Okay. All right. One more thing I wanted to mention today as far as a special feature. This is also a new feature that we just installed on here. Okay. Now this is just an update to the existing software. There's no additional fee for this. It'll be part of the regular POS. And it's with this latest version. And that's the ability to add a lottery payout. The system does already have, go ahead and re-log in here so you can see it. The system already had the pay in, pay out ability, right? Let me get back on here. Come on. Okay. Bear with me 1 second while it reconnects me again. So the system already had the ability for you to choose pay in and pay out, but we've now gone a step further where you can actually create a category for pay in and pay out. So you got, lottery, I know is an important one, especially for convenience stores. Okay, come on. There we go. Let me zoom in. So again, in the past, you've had, access to pay in, pay out, right? On the terminal itself, you got an actual pay in, pay out function, okay? But in the past, there was no way to create a category. So now you actually have a category, the ability to create a category here. So you can do a transaction, put an amount. You can even input a customer's name if you wanted to, whoever was the one that collected, or if there's any other information that you would need on there, different tickets, lucky strike, whatever, whatever that lottery may be. And now it'll actually save it on there. Okay. And you'll have that as a transaction. So if you go to history and you do a search, you'll be able to find all of your lottery payout transactions. And if you go to your end of day report as well, you'll be able to see that, okay, for your transactions. Okay. Now, as far as how it's created, you actually go into the store. You're going to actually create a category for the lottery payout, right? So you go into here we go, the store itself. You go to the catalog. You go to categories. When you create the categories, you can see I've got it here. When you add a new category, you can choose whether it's to use it for pay in or pay out. And then, of course, you would probably choose not to display it on the menu. So this way, when somebody's ringing up an order, it doesn't come up there, but it's actually a completely different function on their pay in, pay out. So that's how you would create it. That's a brand new function, again, that we've got for the POS, and that's a built-in function. There's no additional charge for that. So kind of to recap today, we saw the tobacco reporting, which is an add-on that we just started offering. Allows your tobacco retailers to provide additional discounts to customers, accept coupons and so forth, kind of increase their sales. And as far as it's an additional $29.99 a month that we would charge, but we've seen a range probably between $300 to $1,000 a month that retailers are able to get based on the tobacco reporting. All right. Keep in mind again that it is about a 2 to 3 week process. They need to get approved by the actual tobacco vendor, and they'll go through their sales contact in order to do that. All right. We also saw the reporting, and then the latest feature, which is the ability to add lottery payout to the as far as a category, or really any category for the pay in payout function. All right. So with that, we're going to jump into the second half of the presentation, which pretty much talks a little bit about quick sales pitch of the Sound POS. All right. So first and foremost, we always like to start off by saying that we're not a processor, so we just focus on creating the solution for you, so that you can provide that to your customers, and they're able to run their business efficiently. We want to create something that's innovative, but at the same time that it doesn't break the bank. Located out of Jacksonville, Florida, we do have an office in Tampa, unfortunately, right now, and we're kind of keeping our eyes on there, holding our breath. And then we do have a couple of other offices outside of the U.S. We do our own development. Everything is done in-house, and we work right now as far as hardware primarily with PAX. We're looking to expand that as well. All right, so our POS is cloud-based, which means that all the information is backed up on the cloud. The POS does have the data backed up locally as well. All right. Now, we do not support store and forward. So even if you are offline, you can run a transaction, but you're not going to be able to collect the funds until they come back. Now, very easy to switch Wi-Fi networks on these terminals, so you can just activate a mobile hotspot in case the power goes out. These are the main features that I always like to mention. The ability to track inventory in various ways, not just by the item, but by size, maybe by ingredients, not track inventory at all. And then also the ability to upload inventory. We give you the template. We give the merchant the template to upload their initial inventory using an Excel spreadsheet. And I'll even help you out the first couple of times. It's very easy to do. You have the ability to restrict access to specific functions at a very detailed level for employees. And at the same time, it does track hours worked. It does have a time clock feature that's built in. It has a customer's function built in, where it tracks, or it keeps track of the customer's personal information, no payment information, but their personal information, even take a picture. And it also has two features that are built into the customer's function. One is the ability to give customers credit, so the merchant can set whatever credit limit they want. It's really good for things like layaway. And then the other feature is that it comes with a built-in loyalty program based on points. Now, the POS doesn't have the ability to email and things like that, but you can export the data in Excel and then do a mail merge with Microsoft Word. But you do have the ability to add or gift points if you want. The merchant can give points to the customers if they sign up for the loyalty program. As far as sales tax, every product is assigned a sales tax category, and the category is made up of as many sales tax rates as you want. You can actually have multiple sales tax categories and assign them, as I said, at the individual product level. And you can also do a sales tax exemption at the moment of ringing somebody up in case that, it's a business or something like that. Because again, it's cloud-based, it's constantly synchronizing. So the good thing about that is if you've got multiple terminals, they'll be updating each other as far as inventory, maybe price changes and things like that. And then the other thing that's really good is that, of course, as the terminal goes down, you'll be able to replace it very easily. It comes with a web portal for the merchant and for the reseller as well. The web portal is browser-based, so it runs on a computer, on a tablet, even on a smartphone. And you've got multiple reports on the terminal, and then you've got a whole set of reports on the web portal. And these reports can be, are Excel-based, so they can be modified. You can sort, filter, and so forth. And you've also got reports that are PDF-based. All right. We are certified to work with all major payment processors. So we are payment agnostic for anything from First Data, TSYS, to EPX, Elevon, pretty much you name it. Because it's cloud-based, you have the ability, or the merchant has the ability to monitor their transactions in real time. The implementation is very easy because it's all done remotely through the internet. You can control the devices remotely. And we don't actually do any updates automatically. So we allow you as a reseller to first test any updates, and then you can go ahead and roll out. And it's very easy to do. PAX even gives you these free classes on how to do mass updates. Just to show you kind of some screenshots on the left-hand side, you see the two screenshots for the actual POS terminal. The one on the top is for A920, which is the portable handheld one. So it's a portrait orientation, while the one on the bottom is like for the E700 or E800, which is your countertop, and that's landscape, of course. And then on the right-hand side, you got screenshots of your web portals for the merchant. So the one on the top is for a computer, so this is a regular size browser, and the one on the bottom is for a smartphone. As you can see, pretty much all the same functions you can do pretty much on any device remotely. The devices are Android-based. Even the countertop ones have battery. Now, the countertop ones are not meant to run on battery. They're meant to be plugged in. But if you do run out of battery or the power goes down, it gives you about a 10 to 15 minutes so you don't lose the transaction. All of them have dual cameras, and you can even use them for code scanning. The countertop ones, you can actually attach also a USB barcode reader. Of course, the portable one does have very strong battery life. They're all Wi-Fi connected. All right. You can also connect them to 4G SIM cards, and the countertop ones can also be connected to Ethernet. And then for the countertop ones, you've got dual terminal screens, and they do come with an attached payment terminal, but you can use an external pin pad like an Aries 8 or an A35. All right. It's pretty much applicable to almost any industry. I would say the only exception would be maybe full service restaurants. But even the food industry, it's really good for quick serve fast food, especially food trucks and storefront. And then on the retail side, it's really good for anything like boutiques, secondhand stores, and even grocery stores. As I mentioned, you can, if you want to set up more like a payment lane where you have a detached pin pad, it does work even on the PAX devices. All right. We do provide 24/7 support to the merchant. It's right here in the States. It's actually out of Tampa. All right. We also have provide a one-stop shop for you, the reseller, Sound Hub, where you can see articles, you can download guides that you can share with your customers and so forth. And then, we're always updating the app and the firmware. We do have also advanced level support for the resellers and a very, very experienced implementation team. All right. So with that, I want to thank everybody who was able to join today. Did not see any questions come through. No questions. All right. You can see this or any other previous workshop on our Sound Payments YouTube channel. So please feel free to join. And if you have any other questions, you got my email address right here. Feel free to reach out. And then we got plenty of information on our web portal, on our website. All right. So thank you very much, everybody, and have a good afternoon.